What are you gonna do about it?
Ah, damn it! I'm okay. Just to my ankle, I think.
Både tv-stationer og streamingtjenester bugner i øjeblikket af herlige, skrubskøre animationsserier. Blandt dem finder vi selvfølgelig mega-hittet Rick and Morty.
I turned myself into a pickle, Morty! Boom! Big reveal, I'm a pickle. What do you think about that? I turned myself into a pickle!
Og også mere obskure serier som YOLO Crystal Fantasy.
This will be so much fun!
Shut the up, Sarah.
Og Smiling Friends.
Introducing the Smiling Friends, a small business determined to bring you big smiles.
I like your hair. Oh my gosh!
Og det er netop folkene bag alle de pragtfulde serier, som nu er klar med Koala Man. En serie om, ja, en australsk superhelt, der er udklædt som en koalabjørn.
They call me Koala Man. I've made it my life's mission to clean up our streets, help the innocent, and snuff out evil. Grass is half a centimeter too long, mate. That was a close one.
Og det er nøjagtigt lige så underholdende, som det lyder. Et mægtigt mix af kulørt komik og overgivet superhelte-action, tilsat en stor stak charmerende figurer, som blandt andre Jemaine Clement, Hugo Weaving, Miranda Otto og selveste Hugh Jackman har lagt stemmer til.
Kevin!
Yes, Big Greg?
You gotta fix the bloody internet. This is the one where I pulled the Peruvian dickfish out of my cameraman's urethra. Still got the little bugger.
Den første sæson af Koala Man er netop udkommet på Disney+, og vi talte forleden med seriens skaber, den garvede og geniale animator Michael Cusack.
I don't think Disney understands what they got into.
Cusack lærte sig selv at animere for mange år siden, og hans YouTube-kanal er spækket med gakkede herligheder, som han selv har lavet i årenes løb.
Hey Ted, where do we go when we die?
The void!
Okay, thanks, Ted!
That is alright, my child. But for now, I must go back to my dimension.
I dag er Cusack en af verdens mest ombejlede animatorer, og på Koala Man arbejder han direkte sammen med Rick and Morty-skaberen Justin Roiland. Og Cusack lægger til med også stemmen til de fleste af sine series figurer.
There's no time to waste, Charlie. Let's go out there and make people smile!
Inklusiv familiefaren Kevin, der bekæmper kriminalitet som Koala Man.
Well, I think Kevin's actually pretty cool, if you ask me.
As to your request, in order to receive a license in Dapto, you must show that you provide a unique service to this town. As far as I can tell, mate, your only skill is having a full-on mental breakdown.
If I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying if I crack a big case no one else can, you'll have no choice but to declare me Dapto's official superhero in residence?
If that's what you want to take away from this, sure. Whatever.
Then the quest is given.
I'd actually like to wind the clock back just a little bit, because I know that you taught yourself how to animate by doing it in Flash when you were younger, but I'd love to hear, like how old were you when you started delving into this stuff? And were there any particular animators or films or shows that inspired you to do this stuff?
Yeah, so I started animating when I was probably about 21. So I was 21 or 22. I was a bit late to the game because I was always a drawer. Like, I loved drawing in school and doing that more than actual schoolwork. But what I really loved was live action. So I tried to make like live action short films, and I made a live action film when I was like 19. But when like that didn't really go anywhere, I noticed there was a lot of animators online making really like really interesting cartoons and funnier than what was on TV. Shorts, like people like Egoraptor, Oni NG, Psychic Pebbles, Harry Partridge. There was this golden era of Newgrounds and YouTube animators that really inspired me. And I just thought, like, I can draw, I can do this, right? You just can sit down for a month and do something to make a cartoon. Like, it's like, just listen to some podcasts and, just sit there and draw. Like, it just felt like so cool. And it's that great feeling where it's like, I can do this. I can actually do this if I set my mind to it. So I started making some shorts. They did all right. They definitely, I'm not the best animator, so they weren't as great as those guys and stuff. But still got some views. Like, I made a cartoon called YOLO that was, about Australian party girls, and another one called Siggy Butt Brain, which has Damo and Darren, who are in Koala Man now. But I basically just I taught myself, and then just made some shorts, and then I love TV, and I love the idea of TV writing. So after a while, I just started pitching shows and coming up with shows with friends and other writers. And yeah, it's been a slow burn, but it's been a fun journey.
But that's really interesting to me also, because that makes me wonder, like, how has that creative transition for you been? Like, in terms of all this amazing stuff that you've done over the years, and where it's a lot of those projects has just been you yourself, just doing this, doing all the voices, all the animation, and now working on something that's as big as this, where you have a whole team of animators. I mean, is it a bit difficult sometimes to hand it over to some people, other people, like it's passing on your child?
Oh yeah, it's very hard. That's why you kind of have to compartmentalize, right? Like, so I can't see Koala Man as my strict absolute vision. This was a experiment in collaboration, which is like, you can get really interesting art and projects by being a one-man band and doing like solo stuff. But you can also get a lot of things that you would have never expected by collaborating. So like I co-created a show called Smiling Friends with another animator, Zach Hadel, who's Psychic Pebbles on YouTube and Newgrounds. And that's something I never would have made by myself. So Koala Man was an experiment to be like, yes, I'm the creator, quote unquote, but it's more like the curator, right? Because like, that sounds like such a soundbitey thing. I swear I didn't practice. That wasn't like but anyway, it's true. Like I've got like showrunners on this, Dan Hernandez and Benji Sammet, who are very much like traditional showrunners of Koala Man, and that we've got a writer's room which is split between America and Australia. Incredible animators and designers and artists of all kinds working on all the animation aspects of the show. I'm kind of there as like I do the voice
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I'm very much delegating across it with all these amazing people that are way talented than me. So that's what Koala Man really is, and that's the funnest part about it. It's the teams that work on it, the collaborating and what I can bring to it,
Yeah, of course. Obviously, we've had so many superheroes throughout the ages that have like animal-related names or costumes or abilities. But what was it in particular that made you think that, I want to make a superhero who dresses up like a koala? And was it always, I mean, like a different Australian animal? The wombat is I know it's weird to have a favorite animal, but that's like my favorite animal in the world. I love wombats. Was it always going to be a koala, and why a koala?
Well, wombats shits cubes. I don't know if you know that. They are very interesting. But I love all Australian animals. I love all animals. But there was something interesting about Koala Man, because just thinking from an animation perspective and a design perspective, the silhouette of a koala is quite interesting, and I just thought that would be like a good mask. And a kangaroo and a wombat would be as well. But I just think there's something. It felt like a bit more iconic having those kind of ears sticking out, which feels very serendipitous now that we've sold it to Disney. So we could have got sued if it was for someone else, but because it's so similar. But yeah, like that. I think something about the koala kind of aspects made sense, and he's not really like a koala though. Like he's very much the koala. Like I only saw a koala for the first time the other day. Actually, I went to a place called Kangaroo Island, which is off South Australia. And we saw one in the wild, and I actually thought, like, wow, like this animal is nothing like Kevin.
It doesn't sound like Miranda Otto at all.
No, exactly. It doesn't sound like Miranda Otto. It doesn't eat eucalyptus leaves and fall asleep in trees. But as we learn in the show, he has an affection to koalas because of a certain koala that he runs into. So, but who knows? We can also have the other animals pop up, and we do. At some other
the kangaroos make great villains, I gotta say.
Yes, absolutely.
Hand over your wallet, dickhead.
I'm well trained in the art of grown-up karate, and I...
Please!
I gotta ask about the cast as well, obviously. And of course, you have some huge names. I mean, Hugo Weaving is great, of course, Miranda Otto, who we just mentioned, and of course, Hugh Jackman as well, who I love in this show. For him, it must have been a blast to actually get to talk in his native Australian dialect. And I also felt like he's probably had a blast saying stuff like, fuck you, Kevin, and penis canal.
Yeah, I'm still kind of amazed that we even got the actors we got, because, I came from doing little YouTube cartoons online. So the fact we got the people of the likes of like Hugh Jackman and Sarah Snook and Hugo Weaving, Jemaine Clement, I think it's because it's an Australian show for American TV. It was appealing to Australian actors because there's not that many. So hopefully now there will be more. But I think that's the reason. And also, I hope they also liked it when they read the script. who knows, right? Like it's for some reason appealed to them, and they were all amazing. They all Hugo Weaving studied the role he played before he came. Like he's a true professional. Hugh Jackman was a pleasure to work with as well. Just really like, so it's just no one held back or anything. They completely understood that, because it's like this like swearing, and it's pretty like crass at times in this show, and yeah, everyone fully brought their A game. It was amazing.
Yeah, like so many of these shows, and of course you're also working, with some legends in this project as well. And like with Rick and Morty, what I really love about the show is that balances really well between the craziness and also some real genuine moments of character development and warmth and the family dynamic between these characters. And I mean, I guess on a show like that must be really difficult tightrope as a storyteller to go all over, craziness on the animation and the humor of it, but still be so grounded that the audience actually falls in love with these characters and want to see what happens to them.
Yeah, that was always the goal, and something I definitely couldn't have done on my own. Because like I'm like, you need like brilliant writers that can kind of see through a lot of the bullshit and like the insanity that we're doing, and actually kind of get to the heart of what the characters want and need, and their arcs and everything like that. That's what's so beneficial about having the showrunners that we've got in the writers' room that we've got, because at the end of the day, like, we want this to be an actual TV show that's like not just chaos, because like on paper it does feel like chaos, like superhero, like family sitcom, Australia, and then like it's grounded but not, because there's also fantastical elements. So like it seems like a tonal nightmare. So like having it be like walk this kind of like tightrope where it's still got like a solid goal and like an emotional heart. It was really like the hardest thing, and thank God I did not do it on my own, like, because like, we had a lot of help. But yeah, it was difficult.
Cool. Well, Michael, thank you so much. And again, speaking of Disney, I'm just laughing to myself at the fact that this show, have a show with an old lady masturbating on a Ferris wheel, gets penetrated by a piece of alien debris, and it's on the same streaming service as Pinocchio and Fantasia. That's crazy.
I don't think Disney understands what they got into, but no, I can't believe that either, and I couldn't be more happier that they've committed to this, because I think it's a wise choice that the Disney are making.
Definitely.
Good day, Captain Australia.
You're just a wanker.
To arms!
Sometimes it feels like I'm the only thing standing in between this town and anarchy.
Oh, come on, you dirty little slut! We can go again. Rougher this time.
Who's ever heard of going multiple times?
We're doomed.